Oh, hello and the Frenchies. It's Donald. Welcome back to my kitchen. And on today's menu, I'll be serving you the best 5 Pokemons that you should pick up on your first Pokemon Sun and Moon playthrough. Oh, why are we talking about this? Well, I did finish my first playthrough of the game. It was awesome. Probably the best one in the series. Great character development, great gameplay, beautiful. Now, once you're at the end and you look back and you're thinking, dang, there are some things I wish I could have changed. Or there were some things that, I'm glad I did this. So, I'm going to share that with you. And basically, no spoilers, just Pokemons you want to pick up, because they will make your playthrough very, very unique. So, let's start off with Ash Greninja. Ooh, how do you get this? Well, you have to play the demo. Download the demo, play through it, and you're going to be using throughout the demo, which is short and free. It's a demo. You will be using Ash Greninja as the game plays. And when it knocks out this Pokemon, like the Spore and Pikipek, Greninja will Mega Evolve. Essentially, it will transform into its Ash Greninja form and get Mega Pokemon level stats. Yeah, and basically once it is formed, it will just destroy any Pokemon that comes this way. It comes off fully evolved, you don't gotta train it up, and it knows a lot of its strong moves off the bat. Water Shuriken, Night Slash, something it learns much later in what's level form, but it knows it already at level 30. Now it's a little bit above level 30, and it counts as a traded Pokemon. Yeah, so that means it will not obey you until you clear the game far enough. And you'll see that you'll be able to use it most of the game, but you can get it really early. Well, actually, anytime you can visit a Pokemon Center, because once you finish the demo, talk to the professor, and he will transfer this Greninja onto your main game. So after you get, let's say, the badges, it will obey you, and because it counts as a traded Pokemon, it gets a level bonus. As long as your XP share is working all game, it will be the very highest level Pokemon on your team, and it's gonna carry you all the way to the end of your gameplay. I promise, it did for me. So, what else? I'd say having Greninja will make your gameplay special. So, how about a level 9 Salamance right at the start of the game? A powerful dragon Pokemon that's a pseudo legendary. At the very when your Pokemon's level 9. How the heck does this work? Well, there's a new mechanic called SOS Battle, and basically, when a Pokemon gets low, a wild Pokemon, say a wild Bagon, on Route 3, you weaken it, and it'll call out more friendly Bagons to help it on a 2 vs 1 battle. 2 Bagons on your Pokemon. That sounds unfair, right? Well, just keep knocking out its friend, and eventually, maybe a shiny Bagon may appear. This is how you farm shinies, by the way. Or a Salamence will show up to save it. In which case, you want to catch this thing. Yeah, because its stats are amazing. It's Dragonite level. And if you do have this to be your first playthrough, it's going to be pretty crazy if you manage it. It is a bit low chance to show up. So, it's going to be worth it, though, however, if you can get the Salamence. Now, what else? You know that Pikipek that Greninja's knocked out? It is, let's say, the Pidgey of the game. And it has some very unique abilities once it evolves to a Toucan. Let's take a look. Skill Link. Moves that attack 2 to 5 times, always hit 5. What does that help this? It does know Rock Blast. Gotta be use a heart skill. But hey, it's a rock attack that will be 125 because it hits all 5 times. I believe you give it a shell belt, it always heals every time it does these 5 attacks too. So, a lot of healing and a very diverse moveset. It knows rock, it knows grass, bullet seed, 2 to 5 times, total of 125. You're just a jack of all trades, Toucannon. And of course it knows good drill peck, fury attack, 2 to 5 times. So, because of its diverse moveset, and because you can get it right at the very start, it's probably the first Pokemon you catch, get this Pikipek. It's worth it. It carried me through the entire game. Now, Wishy Washy. Oh, I wrote it going to the bottom. Now, wishy-washy is something you're gonna run into no matter what. I promise. And you're gonna see that when it's level 20, and when it's above 25% hit points, it will change into its school form. Let's take a look at that right there. And it's above 50%, 25% hit points. There it is. What's so special about that? Well, going at the very bottom of the page, you're gonna see, wow, 400 attack, 400 defense, 400 special. You get the idea. 400 is legendary level. Look at his total stats, 620. You get this at the very start of the game, or early enough, very early, and it's gonna feel like a legendary Pokemon. Anything it attacks, any of its attacks will feel very powerful. And the only setback is it's just normal amount of life. It tends to go second because of its speed. And what else was it gonna use defense for? So it's pretty cool. I mean, you do have a Greninja, but until you get that Greninja, use this thing. And hey, you may want to keep it because it's just good and fun to use. Now, what else? Raichu. Now, the reason you want to get this Raichu, hey, it evolves from the Pikachu, and if Nintendo has a way of telling you, it's a bit special, it has its own Z move, a move that only Raichu can use, the Alolan Raichu. So, it's a bit unique, and not only that, it is psychic as well as electric. So you can teach it psychic, and hey, it's gonna knock out a lot of more Pokemons that have weakness to both of these. So the Alolan Raichu, you're a bit special. You can get it at the very start, very early. You can see Pichu's walking around, right around with the Pikipek. So get this thing, train it up to a Pikachu, and when you use this, Thunderstone. Pikachu doesn't like that, but yeah, go ahead and evolve it. It does something special. So it has great stats. And it has a cool Z move. So, we're not going to ruin the Z move. Let's move on to, that's already 4 Pokemons. Before we get to the last one, I do want to share some mistakes that I wish I shouldn't have done. I did not get the Raichu. I wish I did. But I chose Vikavolt. And why was that a mistake? Well, hey, Donald. Oh, man, I looked at the stats. Wow, 400 special attacks. Oh, yes. And great overall stats. 500. Not legendary, but very good. Now, the problem is, it doesn't evolve until you're at this electric rock. Basically, I'm not going to tell you where electric rock is. It's just at the very end of the game, somewhere so close to finishing. And essentially, it's going to stay as Metapod form throughout a lot of your playthrough. So, I do regret, this thing wasn't as useful as a Raichu would have been. So, go for the Raichu instead of the Vikavolt. Get the Vikavolt later after you cleared the game, because that's when you're going to get it anyways. And having this, not as great as a Raichu. So, here's another mistake I made. Crabominable. I wanted this thing because it was fighting in ice. And I thought that was great because look at the weakness resistance. 4 for ice, 5 for fighting, 9 total. None of these overlap. And you can get so early at the start. Now, when you get berries, piles, pick them up, and one of these will attack you. And you can catch it. It's pre-evolved form, that is. Its evolved form will not happen until, like, the very, very end. And that kind of makes sense for such a great Pokemon, right? Well, its pre-evolved form, it's okay. It's not as amazing as what the other guys will be, but you have to wait so long before it turns to such a powerful Pokemon. So, maybe you want to do it. Maybe you want to, be save, invest for the future powerful Pokemon. Then go ahead. But if you don't, it's just not going to be as strong until at the start. It's going to be mediocre compared to everybody else who's level, say 50. Yeah, so moving on to the very last Pokemon, Snorlax. You get this through the mystery gift option in the game, and you can get this at the very start. Why is Snorlax so great? Well, yes, it is Snorlax. It is legendary level stats. It's close to legendary, 540. And you're going to see, in my case, it evolved around level 25 when it's happiness level rise. And it kicks butt. Snorlax is Snorlax. It will win any matchup, doesn't have any weakness to, for sure. And it will one-shot plenty of Pokemon with its own unique Z move, which you'll get. You've probably seen the Pulverizing Pancake move. Is 200 damage scaling? 210? It will one-shot plenty of guys through your place, through stories. So, this, yeah, it's level 50 pretty much. Yeah, the Scoomshoe, just an example why a lot of Pokemons will not be able to take that attack. So, it's strong. You can get it very early in, and you're going to keep it through all the way to the Elite Four. So, get the Snorlax. And hey, it learns a lot of special, unique moves, given the special for the Mystery Gift. Mine forgot all of that. Not as useful, except maybe the Feint. Let's see what it's called. It weakens the enemy until they have one more hit point, which is useful. You do want to keep that one attack. So, I think, hey, that's all 5 Pokemon. And 2 Pokemons which you do want to be careful about. They're great, which is late. Thickable and Crabominable. So, I think that's it. Okay. That's enough Sun and Moon for me. It's time to go back to the card games, which I took about 20 minutes, 20 hours to play through for mine. So, gonna be a bit, gotta get quickly on those cards. Well, it was a great weekend though. Anyways, I think that's that. Thank you very much, Integrals and the Friendships. I hope your playthrough of Sun and Moon will be amazing with what you found out here. So, thank you. Bye-bye.